Trust in two directions. I had no hope. We never follow instinct. We just don't understand a different situation. We've lost command. My heart's in limbo. Your heart's in limbo. With everybody else, I think that you should learn to love yourself. The man that you love most, the man that brought you here, he's always in your memory, he's always near. My heart's in limbo. Your heart's in limbo.
Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I'm your host, Willie Bragg. I hope everybody's doing well today. I'm doing a very quick live stream for a couple of reasons. One, I've been meaning to do this live stream. Two, I've been kind of lax lately and just needed to put content up just so nobody will lose interest and all that. And it needs to be quick because I need to get the hell out of here as quickly as I can tonight. And I did not realize I'm having competition. It looks like Warren's on the other on doing a live stream right now. I didn't even realize that. So my apologies to Warren too, by the way. So if y'all want to watch Warren's live stream, you want to come back to this live stream later on, it's up to y'all. Where it's friendly competition, and either way, the views are dropping a like and watching it whenever you want to watch it helps with the getting the word out. Either way, we're all allies in the greater cause, right? So anyway, I wanted to talk about a content maker that made a splash about a decade ago. That was I mean, he's got 47,000 subscribers, and honestly, that's 47,000 subscribers too many for somebody who talks such low IQ nonsense. And I'm talking about a Wild Bill for America. And best way to describe Wild Bill for America, how would I describe him? Let's see. Well, he lives in Florida, but I think he's from Texas. So he wears this Stetson cowboy hat. And I mean he is pretty damn obnoxious right-wing cowboy type. He thinks he's alpha, but he's like the most beta bitch boy you could ever imagine. I mean, he's just he he is as obnoxious. He's as obnoxious as they come. I found a photo of him. It's like from a Twitter clip, but I'm not going to play the Twitter clip. But I am going to show you what he looks like. Give me a second here, and let's see. We'll go ahead and have this thing exposed. We'll do this. Give me a moment here. As I said, I'm a one-man productions team. So, and while I'm doing that, tomorrow I'm having a live stream 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time after I stuff myself silly at lunch. I'm having Angie Moon, who's a friend of the show. She's coming back. So it's not going to be too political. We're just going to talk about this, that, and the other. She lives in England. So she's an American, but she lives in England, and we're good. And she's an author, and we're friends, and she's cool, and we're just going to chat and have you all join in on the chat line too. So sorry for the bell ringing. That's my little tablet on the side there. This is Wild Bill for America. It's like if Chuck Norris. It's like if Chuck Norris and Ted Cruz fucked and produced a bastard shit baby as a middle-aged old man turned to a preacher. That's the best way to describe Wild Bill for America. And of course, I'm going to be playing a video clip in just a second from him. But this guy, Wild Bill for America, he's been basically he claims he's not a Republican, but all he does is promote like the shit you'll hear from Rush Limbaugh all the time. Democrats are evil. Now, Democrats are garbage, but not for the reason he claims. And there's no such a thing as a good person on the left, as far as he's concerned. Oh, but Willie, you're always criticizing the right. You're always criticizing conservatives. It's true, I do. But I don't think that everybody who's necessarily right of center, they're misguided. I don't necessarily think that every one of them are my enemies per se. But I do go and ideologically punch right, and as much as I can. But I also do not vilify every person who disagree with me. That's the difference between people like me and Wild Bill for America. Wild Bill for America will look at me and wish me harm in every way you can imagine, or anybody else who's to the left of, I don't know, Mitt Romney. But I'll look at someone like Wild Bill for America, who's poor or down on their luck, that's right wing as shit, and believe they should have a living wage job. I don't want them near me. I hate these people on the right. I do. I hate them. I do. But I don't want them to suffer. I don't want anybody suffering. I don't want anybody suffering because they disagree with me politically. That's just low. That is absolutely low. But anyway, and the reason I will say that is because I'm better than these people. So there you have it. So here is Wild Bill for America trying to ignorantly explain what Antifa is. So, right. Motherfucker. And I'm going to go and counter it with something positive in a moment.
Good morning, everybody. Antifa is one reason why we have the Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. They're a mass of criminally minded people who attack pro-America, pro-Christian, and pro-MAGA people. They are the godless, violent stormtroopers of the Democrat Party. They have replaced the KKK as one of the Democrat Party's weapons against American freedom. Here is what you need to know. Antifa stands for anti-First Amendment.
You do too, and even more so. And just because somebody's an Antifa doesn't mean they're anti-First Amendment. Some may very well be, but you are anti-First Amendment.
They say it stands for anti-fascist, but their words and actions demonstrate that they are as fascist as they can be.
You're pro-fascism. You promote GAB. GAB is a forum for white nationalists. You redneck piece of shit.
Nobody is allowed to express an opinion that they don't approve of.
Neither, yes, same could be said about you.
They have zero tolerance for any political position that differs from their hardcore left-wing agendas.
Just as you have no room for anybody that doesn't fit in with your extreme right-wing Christian nationalist, foreign policy, neocon, alt-right piece of shit ideology. You shit for a human being, you.
Anyone who dares to publicly express Christian or conservative viewpoints are targets for.
I see no evidence of anti-Christianity on behalf of Antifa. They may oppose Christian nationalism, but I don't see any evidence of being opposed to Christianity any more than any other religion, one way or the other. But you, sir, are a Christian supremacist, and you think that anybody who believes in a secular government that treats all religions equally are somehow anti-Christian. We know that if you lived in Saudi Arabia, if you would have been born in Saudi Arabia all your life, you would have been a cheerleader for Sharia law.
Intimidation and threats of violence until the voices of opposition are silenced. When Antifa goes out, they wear black from head to toe, and they all wear black masks.
You know, kind of like ICE will wear a mask, but you're okay when ICE is doing it. But when we see when Antifa is doing it, they're doing it to protect, well, from people like you, for example. But here's another thing. here's another thing. You're supposed to be wearing masks during the COVID, but when Antifa's wearing masks, all of a sudden, you have a problem with masks, and we know what other kind of mask you probably don't have a problem with. And it's a white mask, probably with a hood, but
Reason number one, anonymity gives criminals the courage they need to commit violent crimes that they wouldn't do otherwise. And two, everyone wearing black clothes and black masks makes it virtually impossible to identify them and prosecute them in court. It is clear that they fully intend to commit acts of violence. President,
you supported January 6th insurrection, so you're fine one to talk about violence. But you actually believe that Nancy Pelosi made a phone call to Antifa, which is not affiliated with the Democratic Party, by the way. You need to know that. But anyway.
Trump is working on declaring Antifa to be a domestic terrorist group.
They're not a domestic terrorist group. They're not even an organization. It's an organic movement.
Now, that would make it a felony for anyone to even belong to Antifa.
I am Antifa. What you going to do about it? I am Antifa, Wild Bill. I oppose fascism. I am Antifa. Wild Bill, look at me. I am Antifa.
Cops could then rush them, take them down, and arrest every single one wearing the black mask.
Cops can rush them and take them down. There's a whole lot of sexual innuendo for such a homophobe. Classic case.
Without having to wait for them to be seen committing a violent act. Now, what concerns me is that Antifa is growing in leaps and bounds because there are so many morally and ethically depraved young people, thanks to the disgusting professors in colleges and universities.
You see, he's opposed to people opening up their minds at the universities. That's what it comes down to. He's opposed to people broadening their minds. So keep people in the dark ages, keep people uneducated, and they stay right-wing and narrow-minded and bigoted and just like Wild Bill for America, folks. That's why he hates those college professors.
Teddy Roosevelt said, "To educate a man in mind and not in morals is to educate a menace to society."
You're no Theodore Roosevelt.
Teddy was right. Antifa is an army of useful idiots. Their flag is patterned after the 1932 German socialist flag, who became Adolf Hitler's Nazi party.
You are so stupid. Anti-fascists were an organization that opposed Hitler. And the three arrows that was prevalent in 1932 was a campaign banner for the Social Democratic Party of Germany, which was a center-left party opposed to Hitler in the Bundestag, their parliament. And the three arrows were basically their opposition toward totalitarianism, which Hitler's ideology was a part of. It was an actual anti-Nazi poster. But you lied. You lied.
This is no accident. The Nazi party of Adolf Hitler is being resurrected in America, and it's called Antifa. And they are so ignorant, they march with their modernized Nazi flag while screaming that Christians and Jews and MAGA people are Nazis.
That didn't make any sense. There's a lot of Jewish people in Antifa, for starters. And, as far as, and there's no, I hate Christians in Antifa. And as far as MAGA is concerned, it depends on what kind of MAGA you are, I would imagine. if you are basically a Laura Loomer style Trump cock swallower, yeah, they're going to have a problem with you. But if you're probably some Rand Paul or Thomas Massey type, they may disagree with the economics, probably even rudely so, but they're not going to fuck with you. You're so stupid.
And no surprise here, Antifa is very much homosexual, militant.
Yeah, you just prove how stupid you are, because Hitler actually put the LGBTQ people in the camps, but you have to go there with the Antifa are all homosexuals. Listen, I've been a lifelong leftist, and I know people who are Antifa. I mean, there's no organization called Antifa, but I know people who are activists and have done like gone out in the streets, have done actual work to combat white supremacists and white nationalists. Some are LGBTQ, most are straight people, and but you have to go and throw the rainbow flag that looks like it's superimposed in the background, just so you can make your partisan culture war point. And what if Antifa are filled with LGBTQ people? Why is that a problem? You classic case. Because when it comes to you live in Daytona Beach, which has a reputation for having a lot of LGBTQ people. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Come to your own conclusions about that. You chose that place for a reason, I guess. So
Godless, morally depraved, with AR-15s calling for violence in the streets. Listen up, America. If you are a God and country man or woman, you have a duty to be well armed and competent, mentally, physically, and yes, spiritually, because this country is inching closer and closer to Civil War #2.
yeah, and it's people like you that are causing it and agitating it. It's people like you that have been agitating it for years. If people like you would just mind your own fucking business, you redneck trailer park trash busybody who wants to sit there and controls people's private lives, and you want to sit there and claim that you're not prejudiced when you really are, and you and Rumble, you basically made the conspiracy theories against Obama. I'm no fan of Obama either, but the difference between me and you, Wild Bill, is that I oppose Obama for intelligent reasons. He's basically just an establishment Democrat that's almost a Mitt Romney style Republican with a nice tan. Yeah, that's the difference. But you think he's some kind of Islamic socialist, communist, peacenik combination. You need to make up your own damn mind in your Obama derangement syndrome.
This is Wild Bill for America. Thank you for watching, and America bless.
Fuck you. So anyway, yeah. So that's Wild Bill for America in a nutshell. And as I said, he just preaches so much damn ignorance. He's laughable. He's sad, and the fact that he has 47,000 subs is even sadder. This is one of the symbols for Antifa. Well, this is a separate organization. It's called the Young People Socialist League, and they had the three arrows, basically modeled after the SPD 1932 campaign poster. I put this up because when I was younger, I belonged to the Young People's Socialist League. The Young People's Socialist League historically has been the youth section of the old Socialist Party of America. Um, and it's in moribund status right now. The organizations have many people. The Freedom Riders in 1960 that were protesting against segregation in 1960, going through bus stops in the South. A lot of the activists were with the Young People's Socialist League. The activists that came up with the slogan "Black Power," Stokely Carmichael, he was a member of the Young People's Socialist League. We had people like a young Bernie Sanders in the 1960s. He joined the Young People's Socialist League. Andrew Goodman and Michael Schwerner, I believe that were the two names, the two white civil rights workers that were murdered with the black civil rights workers in 1964 in Mississippi. They were with the Young People's Socialist League. I believe that Tom Hayden, Jane Fonda's husband, the one that founded the Students for Democratic Society, was with the Young People's Socialist League. So the Young People's Socialist League has a history and everything. So, and I was a member of the Young People's Socialist League back in the day. So I take that with pride. And the Young People's Socialist League helped founded Students for Democratic Society in the 1960s, SDS. Another organization I'm sure that Wild Bill for America would not like, but I'm sure that he would love the what's it called? The Young National Alliance or something like that. I'm sure he would have loved them. So Youth National Alliance or whatever the hell it was called back in the 60s, that became something even uglier by the 1970s. That's be more his speed. But anyway, suffice to say, as I said, he's very cartoonish like. I totally agree. And anyway, let's talk to everyone here on the chat line before I get the hell out of here. This is Warren, and he was here earlier. I know he's doing a live stream. I may drop by the live stream and say hey before I go to work. Let's see. Okay, let's do this real fast. Daniel Berry Sports Highlight said hello. Happy Wednesday. Hello, everyone. Lurley says, hello, amigos. How are you doing today? Max RJ says, you're messing with my secret show. And I do apologize, Max RJ. All right. I just want to say on behalf of Miguel that he before us, but a lightning strike prevented us from seeing that. Well, I'm sure Miguel will be back, and I will be glad to see him back on the chat line again. You've been fighting for a long time. We understand. Yep. Democrats makes Republican policies palatable behind the veneer of identity crap. Democrats can be a little crazy on the identity politics. The Republicans can be crazy on the anti-identity politics, but their anti-identity politics becomes identity politics in itself too. And soft-coded white supremacy versus overt white supremacy. And the Democrats who take delight in not standing for anything uses identity politics to obfuscate, to just prevent asking the income equality class question. They don't want to talk about class. the truth to the matter is that my policies are so mainstream that if I know who we're talking about here. Yep, we are. The truth to the matter is that my policies are so mainstream that if I had the same set of policies that I had back in the 80s, I would be considered a moderate Republican, Obama. I remember when he said that, and he wasn't lying. He really wasn't lying. I never heard of this guy. Oh, Wild Bill. Yeah, you consider yourself lucky. As someone who identifies as white, straight, male, modern academic does not indoctrinate people into seeing average white guy part of the patriarchy, inspired colonial imperialism. Yeah, well, when it comes to imperialism and all of that, I think that's the biggest problem in our country, other than capitalism, which needs to be challenged. I would say probably imperialism is probably even a bigger problem than capitalism. Some people say it's intertwined. Could be, but we need to, I think that once you tackle imperialism, it'd be easier to tackle capitalism. Responsible for all the problems while ignoring the material underpinnings of everything else, that's capitalism. Yep. Oh, that's part of the same sentence. I get it. Okay. I guess we're kind of saying the same thing. Yeah, well, yeah, he's in a camp. The only camp that people should be in is in a good camp, like fighting for a living wage and being for each other. This guy's hyper reactionary to woke. Woke used to mean to be cool, but today's culture warriors are often all style with no substance. Pretty much. Doesn't mean everything is communism. Yeah, he thinks everybody's a communist that doesn't think like him. That's just I got to the point where I'm not a communist, but I don't care when people call me a communist anymore, because the over to the window so far to the right, it doesn't take much to be considered a communist or a tanky in this country to these people. So it's like, why get upset over people's stupidity? You should be directing your hate at bigger targets if you want to hear my solicited opinion. And he does look like a cartoon, pretty much. So anyway, that'll probably be it for me tonight, because as I said, tomorrow I'll be live streaming at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As soon as I end up eating, I may have to take some no-dos, because I will do, in fact, work graveyard shift. Having that said, I will show y'all the thumbnail and all that good stuff for tomorrow's show. Hold on a second here. And I got to get the hell out of here, as you know. And this is it for tomorrow. This is the live stream for tomorrow, the Willie Bragg Show, Thanksgiving Day live stream with Angie Moon. And I was very considerate. I have here the Thanksgiving festivities with the meats and all that, and I had one here in the bottom here with that's prepared for the vegan and vegetarians and vegan types. She's vegan, so that's why I did that. So I'll explain that, I guess, tomorrow and all that. So anyway, if you like what you heard, please press like and comment any way you disagree with what I have to say. We'll have a conversation. Feel free to share any content I have on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we are, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Subscribe to the Willie Bragg Show. And remember this, folks. Free and pardon as Snowden, free Palestine, free healthcare for all, fight like health to keep the First Amendment free and alive and thriving. And of course, until next time, fuck Wild Bill for America. Y'all take care. Have a great day. See y'all tomorrow. Bye bye.